turn 2. But Gary Cox really piled on the pressure at the end. Winter wins by 0.13 of a second back to Gary Cox, who takes fastest lap and second place. Samuel Dick stays third, fourth goes to Rob Prince, fifth Simon Gover, and sixth Steve Nash. The penultimate race of the day about to get underway. It's the Minimax, and Ryan Taylor-Truman starts on pole alongside Sebastian Marlowe. James Watson has Michael Salmon alongside him on row 2, with Jake Adams and Brody Trehorn on row 3. Daniel Yates, Mercedes Chimera on row 4. Daniel Beards, Charlie Blackman and Toby Ehlers-Jones round out the rest of the field, and away we go. Huge incident with a number of karts there as they all pile into the wall on the exit of the S's. And each of the drivers, you could hear what was going on. Several of the drivers piled into one another, and it was just such a tight battle in that midfield group that they all just tumbled into one another, took each other out, and that has split up the group pretty effectively and taken 4 drivers out of the race as a result. Jake Adams, Sebastian Marlowe, Charlie Blackman and Toby Ehlers-Jones unfortunately couldn't make it round and complete a lap. It's very disappointing, especially for Jake Adams and Sebastian Marlowe. They were both really hoping, I'm sure, for pretty high positions. They've both done well throughout the day, but now unfortunately will be on their way to an early bath. Ryan Taylor-Truman leads though, and his lead will be made all the easier by 2 of his fast arrivals being involved in that first lap incident. He already has a over second advantage back to James Watson, who has Michael Salmon in third. Ryan Taylor Truman leads the way with just over 3 minutes gone. He leads by 1.7 seconds. James Watson is his next closest competitor, 1.49 seconds himself above Michael Salmon in third. Fourth is Brody Trehorn with Masay Hamera in fifth. Sixth is Daniel Beards. Seventh, Daniel Yates. And Charlie Blackman and Jake Adams, 8th and 9th, both having rejoined the race after that first lap incident involving those 4 drivers. Sebastian Marlowe and Toby Ehlers-Jones, of course, the other victims of that, neither of whom have managed to get going again, unfortunately. Also, there might be a decent battle on the cards, perhaps for, is it second place? I can see there. They come across the line, it's Taylor Truman and then Watson. Oh no, it was actually Charlie Blackman, so Michael Salmon in third. There aren't many drivers who are that close together, really. Brody Trehorn and Masay Hamera are relatively close, but apart from that, the crowd has been dispersed pretty effectively by that first lap collision. And Ryan Taylor Truman will just be hoping to cruise this one out and take his third victory of the day. Five minutes and 55 seconds left on the clock then. And Ryan Taylor Truman does lead the way with the fastest lap as well, 30 6.75. The next fastest driver is in second place, James Watson, with Michael Salmon the third fastest driver in third. And kind of get the picture where this race has gone by that information. Taylor Truman is in the lead, and very comfortably so. James Watson and Michael Salmon in second and third. No match for the race leader, but both comfortably in their positions. At least 2 seconds separating the top four even, and then only 1.5 seconds separating Trehorn and Hamera. So not very many close battles out there on the field, but I'm sure the next race will be the very opposite to that. The Senior Max race number 20, the final race of the day, is up after this one, and already a lot of people starting to wander towards the track wall. I'm sure eagerly anticipating the next race, which is sure to be a cracker. Taylor Truman does lead by over 2.2 seconds. Just over 4 minutes remain there, as our race leader Taylor Truman comes across the start-finish line to complete his 16th lap, setting a lap time of a 36.81. That is another 0.18 seconds that he's opened up between himself and second place James Watson. And Taylor Truman has been a pretty emphatic force out there today. He has won all but one race and is about to take, well, I say about, there's still over 4 minutes to go, but over 3 minutes to go, sorry, but he hasn't struggled, has he? The number 65, he's driven very capably throughout the day, and no doubt about it, he definitely deserves a victory out here in the final this afternoon. Remember, if you want to check out any timings, you can go onto the Alpha Timing website. You can also check out the YouTube channel where it is being streamed, all the Alpha timings, along with commentary. That'll be on YouTube as well after the day, so you can go back and check it. Just Clay Pigeon Kart Club, tap it into YouTube, and you'll find any of the timings throughout the day that you need. If you want to relive one of the races with the timings out there, then that is possible. Make sure you check out our Facebook page as well, Clay Pigeon Kart Club. Give us a like on Facebook, and you'll get frequent updates throughout the day and any other crucial information you might need for a race meeting. Of course, next weekend as well is the Rotax Festival, and if you are planning to attend the festival or the O-Plate Championship, any of that next weekend, then I do strongly advise you go onto the website, because there have been some changes in the programme. So if you do intend on taking part in the festival and you checked the website a couple of days ago, I'd advise checking it once again just to make sure. There have been a few changes, but the Rotax Festival next weekend is bound to be fantastic. I'd really like to be here commentating for it for you all, but unfortunately I'm on holiday. Obviously not unfortunately for me, but I'm sure it'll be a fantastic event, and hopefully I can catch a bit of that while I'm away. The weather has been pretty great here today though, not our usual Clay Pigeon cold, windy and rainy day, but it is summer supposedly, and the dry weather has held out and has shown some pretty fantastic races out there throughout the day as well. There have been some pretty memorable ones. The first 177 Masters race was pretty great, and the Junior Rotax as well. Some really good racing in the Senior Max class, and that is the one which we're really looking forward to getting on to the race just after this one. And I'm sure we will see some ups and downs, and perhaps some interesting results at the end of the Senior Max race. Meanwhile, out on the circuit, no changes in the order. Not that I can see anyway, certainly not with the top few drivers, as Ryan Taylor-Truman continues to dominate this race over 2.68 seconds. His advantage back to James Watson, with third placed Michael Salmon in 2.76 seconds, safely behind James Watson, and yet over 4.9 seconds ahead of Brodie Trahorn, his closest competitor behind him. Not long left on the clock though, as we do tick down the final few seconds, and Ryan Taylor-Truman will come across the line this time by and see the last lap board. It is being prepared now, and the number 65 will know there's just half a mile left to go, which is the one lap around here at Clay. Sweeps around the S's and down towards the hairpin for the final time. Ryan Taylor-Truman, a fantastic force today. He has been thoroughly efficient in his driving, and heading towards yet another checkered flag and yet another victory. He comes out of the top end now, and Ryan Taylor-Truman, the number 65, towards the start finish line, takes the checkered flag. A small indication of a celebration there, and takes the win for the third time today. James Watson takes second, third goes to Michael Salmon. Brodie Trahorn will take fourth, and he's over 5.7 seconds behind Michael Salmon. Say Shamara takes fifth, sixth goes to Daniel Yates, Daniel Beards in seventh, eighth Charlie Blackman, who's already finished the race due to being over a lap behind, and Jake Adams only got to 21 laps, I believe. So that does conclude the Minimax final. Ryan Taylor-Truman taking a fairly routine victory by his standards. Next up is going to be a cracker. It is the Senior Max final. Big grid, very capable, quick drivers is sure to be a good one. So that will be something to look forward to in just the next couple of minutes. The Senior Max take to the track then, as they prepare for their final race of the day, and the final race of the day here, round 7 of the 2017 championship. On the front row is Wessex champion Thomas Martin alongside Ethan Haynes, who has had a very quick day. Philip Hayworth is alongside Cole Edwards on row 2. Colin Davis, Charlie Turner make up row 3. 7th and 8th are Oliver Holden and James Moorcroft, with row 5 consisting of Alex Tyler and Derek Hunt. Let's see who will come out on top here. Any one of the top 8 or 9, maybe even further than that down the order. They have all been very fast throughout the day, and I'm sure we're in for a thriller here. Last race of the day, let's make it a good one. It's the Senior Max final. Let's see as they get away. It's Thomas Martin on the front row. Philip Hayworth gets a better start than Ethan Haynes, who starts alongside him. Cole Edwards takes to the outside, and brilliant manoeuvre by Cole Edwards to try and get around the outside there, but I think Hayworth is just about going to be able to hold on to that position. Doesn't manage to do so, and that means that it is still Thomas Martin in the lead of the race, but Philip Hayworth slots into second. Not a great start from Ethan Haynes, as he has to settle in for 4th. Cole Edwards in 3rd though, slots in there. James Moorcroft remains in 5th for now, as the drivers sweep around the top end and down towards the start finish line to conclude their first lap. It's Thomas Martin in the lead of the race. Hayworth in 2nd place. 3rd is Cole Edwards with Ethan Haynes, James Moorcroft, Colin Davis, Charlie Turner, Oliver Holden, Alex Tyler and Fraser Danoon rounding out the top 10. Charlie Turner, of course, watch out for him. He doesn't have the best grid start. He has been unlucky in a couple of the races with results, that's for sure, but the number 5 will be sure to show he's made of sterner stuff. The number 5 already up into 6th place, I believe, as there has been another change within the top few. I think Ethan Haynes has lost a couple more positions, hasn't had the best start at all, the number 30, willing to try and replicate some of the pace he had earlier on in the day if he wants to continue getting decent results. Colin Davis down into 7th place, but the top 7 are perhaps the ones to watch. A little bit further back is the number 23 of Oliver Holden, dropping back ever so slightly, but there's still not even a second separating any of the drivers. Very close together as they go around buttons and into the top end. Out of the top end now and back onto the pit straight. Across the line once again, then here they come to complete their 3rd lap. It is Thomas Martin in the lead, and Philip Hayworth drives on the inside. It's going to be fantastic, but Cole Edwards, he touches Thomas Martin and gets spun around. So unlucky by Cole Edwards. It was going to be a brilliant move, but just comes into contact with Thomas Martin. There wasn't enough room for the both of them. That helps Philip Hayworth massively in the lead of the race. And unfortunately, that does mean that Thomas Martin and Cole Edwards both put out slightly wide, but there's a contact between a couple of the drivers in the middle of the pack. Charlie Turner in 2nd now, though, with James Moorcroft in 3rd place, Ethan Haynes in 4th, Oliver Holden 5th, 6th, Colin Davis, Thomas Martin in 7th, 8th, Alex Tyler, Michael Finch and Cole Edwards rounding out the top 10, and it just seemed that Cole Edwards ran out of space there, or Thomas Martin ran out of space. Both of them just couldn't make it 3 abreast going into the S's. Never the wisest idea, to be fair, and unfortunately both of them do have to suffer the consequences of that incident, and both take heavy hits in their positions. I did see a driver getting a black and white flag there, but I can't actually see on my screen who has been awarded that. So one of the drivers has a black and white flag. I suspect it might be Cole Edwards. If so, I think that's a bit harsh, but there we are. Racing incident perhaps in my eyes, but not so sure. It is difficult to tell. Of course, I don't envy the officials having to make some of the decisions they do. But Philip Hayworth in the lead of the race, and he still has a pretty decent lead back to Charlie Turner, the 0.94 of a second. Turner is really looking to try and reel in Hayworth, with Ethan Haynes in 3rd, 4th, James Moorcroft, and Haynes now, after a poor start, has got a little bit of luck, and back into 3rd place. No luck involved in getting past James Moorcroft once again. Hayworth, Turner, Haynes, Moorcroft, Davis, Martin, Holden, Tyler, Edwards, Finch is the order of the top 10. And Cole Edwards recovering his way back through the field after that incident. Has got past Michael Finch into 9th now. Will he be able to gain any more positions? He's going to try and commit to the inside here, getting past Alex Tyler. Manages to complete that move as well. And gets himself into 8th now, just in behind Ollie Tyler. Hayworth followed by Turner, and that gap, 0.89. They set the exact same lap time on that last lap at 35.16, set by both the top 2 drivers. So that gap is maintaining very steady, which of course will suit Hayworth. But the number 5 of Charlie Turner in 2nd position is looking to try and catch up with the number 66. 30 of Ethan Haynes. He's in 3rd now, with James Moorcroft in 4th, and the field is starting to separate out slightly. Haynes has managed to gain himself a 2nd advantage back to James Moorcroft, but Thomas Martin goes up the inside of, is that Ollie? No, it's Colin Davis in fact, so Davis loses out, and in fact it's going very slowly, so it looks like Colin Davis has got a problem. Whatever it is, he's having a look at it now, but it looks like that is a early end, premature end to what was looking like a promising race for Colin Davis. Really unfortunate to see the number 71. But it looks like he's going to go into the pits with it. He is indeed, but that is racing, and Colin Davis does have to retire, so that boosts each of the drivers up another position if they were from 6th place downwards. Thomas Martin into 5th now, but Cole Edwards promoted to 6th. Oliver Holden in 7th, 8th, Michael Finch, Harriet Styles in 9th, 10th is now Alex Tyler. Constant changing in the Senior Max final, as Philip Hayworth is still being reeled in ever so slightly by Charlie Turner. Turner does seem to have the legs on the number 66 as things stand. Ethan Haynes is in 3rd, just behind him James Moorcroft and Thomas Martin having a good squabble. Will Thomas Martin be able to find his way into the top 3 by the end of this race? There's still a lot of time left, over 7 minutes, as Thomas Martin commits to the inside and goes up the inside of James Moorcroft into 4th place once again. Started on pole, of course, Thomas Martin, so he'll be disappointed to fall down the order, but any kind of recovery he can make now is an impressive one. He's got a bent front nose cone, but nonetheless, it doesn't seem to be affecting the aerodynamics, because he is flying right now, getting past James Moorcroft, which is no easy feat, and it's a fastest lap as well. 35.1 dead, set by Thomas Martin. The next fastest of 35.11 set by Ethan Haynes, who's 1 position further up the field. Cole Edwards seems to have some pace as well, despite being involved in that incident with Thomas Martin. He's in 6th, ahead of Michael Finch, who's just overtaken Oliver Holden on that previous lap. Charlie Turner making baby steps towards the race leader though, is catching him, but only a tiny bit each lap. And should things continue to go the way they are, they might just be right with each other come the end of the race. There's still 6 minutes remaining, and Philip Hayworth might have to find an extra bit of pace from somewhere if he needs to avoid Charlie Turner catching him up. But I don't think there's much risk of Ethan Haynes catching up the top 2. He's a little bit further back now, over 2 seconds between himself and Charlie Turner, and Turner is opening up that gap each lap, so Turner quicker than Haynes. The difference between 2nd and 3rd. Turner just needs to be quicker than Hayworth, and he's on the right track to take a victory here. Thomas Martin in 4th is looking at Ethan Haynes and thinking maybe he can get into the top 3, getting into a podium position in the Senior Max class, given the field, given the quality and the pace out there. And no bad feat at all, considering that Thomas Martin has already been involved in that incident. I'm sure he'd take the 3rd place right now. Just under 5 minutes to go. Alex Tyler ahead of Harriet Styles. That's a change for 9th position. Just the 1 retirement so far. It is Colin Davis a few laps ago on lap 9. We're now just coming on to our 16th lap and still have over 4 minutes to go, so it's going to be a long one, 20 laps plus for the Senior Max, which is pretty intense, as we said. There's not enough fitness levels are taken for granted, I don't think, in motorsports, and karting's no different. Charlie Turner on the back of Philip Hayworth now though, and there's not much separating the pair. The gap is 0.22 of a second. Once again, Charlie Turner's closed in by a couple hundredths. Ethan Haynes in third, has Thomas Martin in fourth behind him, who is closing in, but just not enough with the time that's left, despite there still being over 3.5 minutes. Might not quite have enough in the tank to really get up behind Ethan Haynes. James Moorcroft remains in fifth and unable to improve on that position, but should be safe from sixth place. Cole Edwards, who is some 3 seconds down the road. But the race for the lead is certainly getting interesting. Charlie Turner closing in, the slipstream becoming more effective each lap as Hayworth cuts through the air that Turner would otherwise be using. But now as they enter the top bend once again, with just under 3 minutes to go, is Hayworth, followed by Charlie Turner. Across the line now comes third place Ethan Haynes, Thomas Martin in fourth, and fifth James Moorcroft with sixth Cole Edwards, seventh Michael Finch. Holden, Alex Tyler and Harriet Styles round out the current top 10. Alex Tyler improving on his position, finding himself up into 8th now, but all over the rear bumper of the race leader now is Charlie Turner, and we could be in for an exciting finale to the day here with just over 2 minutes left. Here come the top two across the line and towards Billy's blind now. Good defensive driving for Philip Hayworth. He's going to try and go around the outside. Surely he's not going to be able to make that move. He can't quite do so, Charlie Turner, but Philip Hayworth evidently nervous of the number 5. More defensive driving from him. He's going to have to go a hell of a long way defending that heavily. But Charlie Turner is going to give everything he's got, I'm sure. Hayworth defending Charlie Turner, doing everything he can in order to try and catch up to the race leader once again, because he has lost a little bit of time now as a result of that attacking mentality which he's currently occupying. Ethan Haynes, meanwhile, this has meant that he's been given an opportunity to catch up by 1.3 seconds to the back of Charlie Turner. And still 1 minute 20 seconds remain. That's a good few laps more. 2-3 laps still left for these drivers. And Charlie Turner now, he's having to do the catch up once again. Into the S's, but Ethan Haynes is looking racy as well in third. The conclusion of this race is near, but the result is far from determined at this stage. Thomas Martin looming in fourth as well. Just 30 seconds left on the clock. Across the start finish line they go to begin what will be their penultimate lap now. Not much left time. And down the Sturmey Straight they go towards their hairpin, and they sweep round that right-hander into the horseshoe once again. Hayworth will be aware of the presence of Turner. Haynes has now very much joined in the party. The top 3 will go into the last lap out of the top end. How will the exit be as they make their way towards the start-finish line once again? Across the line they go to begin the last lap of the day, and will there be any changes in the order? out onto the Stirling straight once more. Charlie Turner having to defend from Ethan Haynes. He's going to have a look at the inside, but not able to do anything there. Charlie Turner has to focus on keeping that second place for now. Three of them very close as they make their way around buttons and into the top end for the final time. It's going to be Haynes versus Turner for second place. It's going to be Hayworth who takes the win, but is it going to be Turner or Haynes? It's going to be Turner who takes second place in the end, with Thomas Martin taking fourth. Fifth will go to James Moorcroft, sixth to Cole Edwards and Michael Finch in seventh. Eighth, Alex Tyler, Harriet Styles in ninth position with Oliver Holden in 10th. 11th, Jordan Brightman West, Fraser Danoon in 12th. 13th, Derek Hunt. 14th will go to Daniel Blackman with Ryan Hodge in 15th place. 16th, Andy Ward. Max Crosby will take 17th with 18th, Amelia Vincent, and the two retirements, Peter Jeans and Colin Davis. But Philip Hayworth takes the win. Charlie Turner providing a real exciting competition towards the end there, with Ethan Haynes in third position, but Thomas Martin concludes his race in fourth. Brilliant tense finale from the top few drivers there as our day draws to a close. Thank you to everyone for turning up, all competitors, spectators, officials and marshals. It has been another great day racing here at Clay Pigeon. I've certainly enjoyed myself here in the commentary box after a pretty warm and fairly clean meeting. Thank you to those of you listening on the stream. I will leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care, everyone. Thank you for listening once again. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, and of course you can always come back to this stream. The results and the stream will still be up after the conclusion of the day. So thank you for listening, and goodbye.